Oh, and this is home base. This spot that I'm filming in is basically where I have spent the last 5 weeks. Breastfeeding and being a mom. And so welcome to our living room couch. So my shoulder is currently killing me. I slept on it wrong and it hurts. Okay, it seems like maybe he's calm right now, so how about we try and do this? Okay. Well, hello, I'm Shanna, and this is my son, Elias Lloyd Moe, and he is a boy. He is 5 weeks old today. This is the first time I'm filming anything. I've filmed a little bit like on Thanksgiving, and we went to a Christmas stroll, but like sitting down chatting for this channel has not happened. And it is crazy how fast time goes. This is about as like put together as I could possibly be. Just basically tame in the frizz, because I don't know. I'm like watching all these YouTube videos where people are sitting down and they've got their makeup on and their baby's like 1 week old. And I'm like, how are you doing this? I feel like life has been nonstop, and he's 5 weeks old already. And it's like, if I don't film something, is this 1 month update or whatever, it's like time is just going to keep going and going and going. So I finally decided that I don't really care what I look like or whatever going into this, because it's most important that we just document this little man's life. And that's what we're going to do today, isn't it? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to talk all about you. Does that make you happy, or does it make you sad? You want to talk all about you, Elias? All about you. All about you. Okay. All right, so Elias was born on October 30th at 8:22 p.m., weighing 9 pounds, 3 ounces. He was 22.5 inches long. Completely, healthy and normal. He was a little jaundiced. Most babies are. I think they are anyway. I was completely healthy and fine. Labor is not fun, but like I said, talk about that in a different video. But everything went normally. He had an insanely shaped head, crazy cone head. My midwife was saying that she was not surprised. She had a feeling whenever she would feel me at our appointments that he was going to be so big that I would have to potentially get an emergency C-section. I didn't. I delivered at home, just like my plan, and I have a video where I'm talking about how I wanted to have a home birth, so I will link that. And at some point I would love to make a video about my labor and delivery story, but guys, where is the time? Where is the time? Will we get there someday, maybe? Okay, so yeah, his head, I guess, was weirder than most babies' heads, because he had to fit through the birth canal. And so then on the second day of his life, was it the second day? No, the second day of his life was Halloween, which we did nothing because, he's only a couple hours old. And so we were just home with a newborn baby. His name was not a name that we had even thought of before he was born, which I kind of anticipated. If we had a girl, I knew for sure, most likely, what the name was going to be. I don't like to pre-name kids before they're out of the womb, because I feel like there's still a chance that I'll meet this kid and then, it not be them. So I was pretty sure if we had a girl, I was pretty sure I knew what we'd name them. I'm not going to say, because someday I'll probably have a girl, right? Yeah, you'll have a sister, and that will be fun for you. You'll be a big brother. We had a couple names picked out for a boy, but I was never absolutely in love with any of them, so I kind of was like, it's gonna be okay, because my nephew Jude, which I love his name, he was not named until after he was born. So I was like, you know what, the kid can be born, and then we'll come up with something, and that's what we did. Okay, so it is November 1st, and at about 5:30 p.m. we have officially decided what Baby Mo's name is going to be. Was there anything else?
It's a word of knowledge from the Lord.
It's very true. So Brandon, what have we decided the name is going to be?
God has decided the name is going to be Elias.
Elias Lloyd Mo.
Amen.
Yeah. Elias meaning my God is Yahweh.
Yeah, my God is Yahweh.
And it's perfect.
Yes.
And I cried.
What about the middle name? Do you want to?
Yeah, I said Elias Lloyd.
Okay.
Elias Lloyd Mo. My dad and my brother's middle name is Lloyd, so it is in honor of them. And apparently it means gray. And in the Bible, it talks about gray hair being wisdom.
Gray hair, Proverbs 16:31. Gray hair is a crown of splendor, if I remember right, for the old.
Splendor, and it comes to those through righteousness.
Through righteousness,
through righteousness.
Amen.
Yep, he's gonna be such an amazing little man. Yep, Elias Lloyd Mo. There he is, in all of his splendor. Yeah, I feel like he really responded to it too. There was a couple times he started to fuss, and I was like, Elias, and he would just look at me and stop. I was like, confirmation.
Believe it or not, I was across the room, and he was crying, and I said his name Elias, and he looked at me with a face of happiness. He did. His face of joy, and there wasn't any sorrow in there. God was filling his heart with joy. Total joy.
Total joy. Also, this was not a name we had picked out at all. It literally, it was probably about 5 o'clock or 4:30 or something, where it just came to Brandon's mind, and he said it for the very first time, and I was like, yeah, I think he looks like an Elias. And we were going to continue looking at other names, and then we basically just decided not to, because God just started just popping things out everywhere that was just like, yeah, this is this kid's name for sure.
God gave me words of knowledge that they weren't from my mind, and we had plans for names, and he just said, he put those to naught. In other words, that they didn't have any meaning in this situation. He has special plans for this child, so he was telling us that the name was Elias, and it warmed my wife's heart so much that she started to cry, and it put a smile that reached a mile across my face because God just had so many great plans for this kid, and he just shut my mouth up just like he did John's the Baptist's father, and he said, this is your child's name, and that's why this will always be our child's name.
It took us a couple days because we were just so busy. We had people over, we were hanging out. I just feel like there was so much going on that me and Brandon literally couldn't even sit down and talk to each other. We were and spend time together, and we want to spend time together just as a family, just me and him and Elias, to kind of decide what we thought his name was. And I just felt like there was so much comings and goings. There's a 24-hour visit where the midwife comes back and checks on him and checks on me, and so we were kind of just go for the first bit. So his first outing was November 1st, 2 days old. We went to the chiropractor because he was born with quite the skull, my friends. So today is November 1st, and it is the first day that we are taking baby out of the house. All right, Dad, where are we going?
We're gonna take him to the doctor for his skull.
Chiropractor,
exactly. This is the cutest baby ever. He's just nestled here and just sleeping.
He's not even quite 2 full days old yet.
No, he's just taking it easy. He was up a lot last night, so he's just trying to hang out with his dad. So.
So, as you can see, this is the first time we're leaving the house, and there is a lot of snow. More snow than we've had all year. And he's about to be put in his car seat for the first time.
Okay. There. Alright, just put your arms in there.
Why do you think he... That immediately helped. He, like, every time you would move him, even just from breast to breast, like, just moving him at all, he would cry so much, and I think his head just hurt him. He had a headache. Your head was hurting. And then, immediately after going to the chiropractor, he was instantly better. So much better. Yeah, that helped, huh? So I was told by my midwife that for the first, I don't even remember now, it was so long ago, but for the first like 8 to maybe 12 hours or so of a baby's life, they will actually like sleep. She said basically don't be surprised if he sleeps really long, and just like let him, and you don't need to wake him up to feed him. It's, basically their traveling into the world is quite intense on them as much as it is on me. So, no big deal. But basically he wasn't really eating much. So then the midwife came back for a 24-hour visit. He still really wasn't eating much, and she was just like, yeah, okay, that's fine. So at his 3-day visit, he still really wasn't eating. My milk had come in at 2 days on the night of the second day. So he like wasn't really latch. Like he would latch for even 5 minutes or so. Later I find out that he's not even really eating. Oh my gosh, there's just so many things. But moral of the story is I started to use a nipple shield. And once I used that, he latched on like a pro. But his weight had gone down, so which all babies do. When he was born, he weighed 9 pounds, 3 ounces. Then he went down to, I don't remember if it was 8 pounds, 7 ounces, something. Yeah, he went down. And so then we started using a nipple shield, and he latched on like a pro. We ended up finding out that he had a tongue tie, so he wasn't like sucking very well. We went to a lactation specialist as well as a tongue tie specialist, the same person, and she's like, yes, he has a tongue tie. So the next day we went for an appointment to get his tongue tie clipped or like lasered. That was heartbreaking. They take him in another room, and we wait in a different room, and you can hear him crying, and it's so heartbreaking. But you're like, hopefully, this is going to ultimately be a good thing, and he's going to be able to eat better. And then you have to do these exercises every 4 to 6 hours where you're like rubbing under the tongue, and he hates it and he cries every time, and that's heartbreaking. And it's just like, I'm sorry I keep hurting you. But he being, so that was almost 4 weeks ago now. This is the last week of exercises. So exciting. And it healed great, and He is, I think he's definitely sucking a lot stronger. Well, he was dealing with a lot of weight issues. His weight, like I said, started at 9 pounds 3 ounces, went down to like 8 pounds 7 ounces. I really should have written it down. I don't remember. And then it kept going down. It ultimately got down to 8 pounds 2 ounces. My midwife left her scale with me so that I could weigh him each day. And it just kept going down, or kind of just like hanging out around the same spot. So then it was the next day. I mean, I'm telling you, I did not expect this. When he was born, I did not expect to just like have appointments up the waz. Like, madness. But we basically had an appointment like every day. And I don't know if it's just because like tongue-tie issues and things like that. But to this day, like today, we have an appointment with his pediatrician. The last appointment was a week ago, though, because we're finally on the rise with his weight. His last appointment at the pediatrician, he was 9 pounds 1 ounce. So he's 2 ounces away from his birth weight. So it's been a week today. We go in for his next appointment. My midwife left her scale here, so I know that he has definitely surpassed his birth weight at this point. I don't know. There's a little bit of a difference between the pediatrician scale and the scale we have here. So they're different numbers, and I won't say for sure what it is yet. Your hands are cold. But he definitely has surpassed birth weight, so his next appointment shouldn't have to be until his 2-month visit. Okay. Then he had his first Thanksgiving. So Elias is like 3.5 weeks old today, and it is his first holiday. Technically, Halloween was his first holiday, but I'm not counting it because he was only hours old at that point, and we did nothing except for sit inside with a newborn baby. So, it's Elias' first holiday, and we are on our way to my sister's house to celebrate Thanksgiving. I have the Christmas music going, and normally I am not pro celebrating Christmas until like right after Thanksgiving dinner. But especially with a newborn and like with time already going so fast, I'm like, we have to celebrate now because it's going to be gone before we know it. So for the last, I don't know, week or two, I've already been listening to Christmas music and stuff, and I'm very excited about it. And however, today it is currently, 64 degrees outside, and it's so sunny and bright and nice, and it's crazy because it is so not Christmassy feeling. It's actually just super nice, and the snow is melting, but don't worry, we're gonna have plenty of winter, I'm sure.
It's weird to me how long milk lasts.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Hey!
Whoa! Hey! Where are the boys? Hi, Beatrice.
Well, the girls are here, and that's what matters.
Hey, girl. Hi. Hi.
She's been dancing.
Aw, I'm recording, so
Okay, I can talk.
you can talk and like live life.
I can get the food out of my teeth. Cheers. Hi. Hi, little guy. Hi, Elias. Happy Thanksgiving. Because it's family Thanksgiving. Gotta wake up and celebrate. There's Mama.
Hi.
Hi. Hello, big world. Big blue-eyed boy.
The way that she intended. So they were trying to buy her she could the one at least help with some of the costs. And I didn't really have the authority to do that on my own. I had to get somebody else.
Right, for a last-minute situation like that, too.
But nobody else was prepared to help. And it's always difficult to know with stuff like that, you know, how true the story is.
Well, plus that she wouldn't have.
Bam, turkey. Hi, Brayman.
Hello.
Then after Thanksgiving, he went back in and weighed in, and he came up with his weight, like, he had to come up. Moral of the story, the first month of this boy's life has been all about getting his weight up. So when he was, I think, 5 days old, he had his first bottle because we've been having to supplement. We've been lucky enough, my sister is currently breastfeeding because her baby is 2 months older than he is. So luckily we've been able to get some milk from her, but ultimately we have had to also use some formula, which was very hard to deal with. But, you know, it's most importantly we get this boy's weight up, and we're working on that. I feel like I'm just not producing enough milk. And, you know, after he got his tongue tie clipped, he was really fussy at the breast for almost a week, and that was getting really frustrating. The ups and downs of breastfeeding is, I mean, for some women, they're just lucky and it's easy, and that's good, like, good for you. For me, not easy. Every couple of days or so, I say, do I really even want to keep doing this? It's hard. So when he was 3 weeks and 1 day old was the first time he had formula. And he's still going strong at 5 weeks. So it's not the end of the world. Even though it feels like it is, I think the hardest part with it is mostly just feeling like inadequate. Like you aren't producing enough for your child. Like I'm not able to take care of my kid the way I should naturally be able to take care of my kid. And I think that, at least for me, is why it was so hard to have to supplement. Even with my sister's milk, I was like so happy that I was being able to use breast milk, but to just know that it's like because I'm not enough. And that was hard to deal with, but kind of over it now. 1 month update, likes and dislikes. He likes being in the car, puts him to sleep, doesn't love like getting in his car seat. But once, you don't even have to be in the car yet. As soon as you pick up the car seat and you're moving, he is happy. He loves baths. It was so cool. So his very first bath, he definitely was really liking that. And then I was like, because I feel like a lot of times newborns like that first bath because it's similar to being in the womb. But then I feel like as time goes on, they almost get scared of the water or something. But with him, he still loves it. He hasn't had too many like traditional like actual baths. My husband rinses him off in the sink with warm water every time he goes poop. So, and he loves it. I mean, he doesn't like being cold. So like as soon as his clothes are off, he's a little bit unhappy. But as soon as he's in the warm water or wrapped up in the towel afterwards, he is just completely content and he is loving it. And it is just so fun. Like, I'm so glad he loves the water. I think it will be really fun to take him to the hot springs because I think he'll just love that. I also kind of want to get one of those like neck floaty things. I'm trying to find them on Amazon. I can't find it on there. But yeah, I just think it'd be really fun for him to like swim in the bathtub. I think he would really like it. He also likes tummy time. The first couple weeks of his life, we had to like sun him in front of the window because he was a little bit jaundiced, and he likes being on his tummy. He also really likes his hands by his face, so if you swaddle him, and you need to swaddle him because this kid has got quite the startle reflex. So when you swaddle him, you have to swaddle him with his arms up because he likes having his hands by his face. At first, he really didn't like being swaddled. It kind of irritated him, but I think once we started swaddling with his hands by his face, he like actually likes it. I think it helps him sleep better. He does not like being cold, as I said. When we change his diapers, like if you just put like a blanket or his clothes or something over his torso while you're changing him, he is content. Otherwise, he is not happy. He loves to eat. Like, so whether it's from me or from a bottle, he doesn't really care. And I don't know if it's because of the nipple shield, like it is making, it's like she's sucking on plastic anyway. But he loves food. He really does. He does the cluster feeding in the evening where it's always surprising to me. And I'm like, I understand cluster feeding's a thing, but every time it's like you feed him and then 30 minutes later he's hungry again. And it's like, how are you hungry? You just ate. But he likes to eat. He's gonna be a big boy. Oh, his arms and his legs are so long. He definitely takes after his dad, like in terms of his facial features and stuff. But he has my little nose. Yeah, my nose. Like, I'm trying to sleep. Leave me alone. Shh, it's okay. He's starting to do like small little smiles. It's especially cute when he's breastfeeding or something like that. And you look at him, he'll like be smiling. It's so cute. But they're just like little smiles, not like super big smiles just yet. Once he has a full belly, he is a content baby. I really think he is an easy baby. When he cries, there is definitely a reason, and whether it's gas or diaper or feed me now. The first couple weeks of his life, however, he cried a lot, and we know that there's a reason. It's because he was hungry. He was so hungry all the time just because he wasn't getting enough. But now that he is growing and we've been supplementing, he is just so happy and relaxed. He also looks like he loves looking around. A lot of times if he gets fussy, if you just take him in another room, he will be content again. He's like, okay, new things to look at. He started to follow us like across the room. The first time I was watching him while Brandon was changing his diaper, and when Brandon walked, he followed him. I was like, oh my gosh, he just watched you walk across the room or walk by him or whatever. And I was like, that is so cool. And it was very exciting. And then that day or next day or something, I got my email about, what was it, the 3-week update or 4-week update for what your baby is like. And they said that was a thing. And I was like, oh, that's fun. So this video is probably kind of weird and crazy and all over the place. But moral of the story is my baby is 5 weeks old. And his life is going so fast. And I'm guessing with the month 2 update, it's gonna be a little better, just in the sense that I'm gonna start having more time. I've even noticed the last couple days and stuff, just especially with him getting his weight up and I think just getting older, he's a little more content, and I think it's gonna give me more time. And part of why I haven't had much time, and I haven't talked about this yet, I talked about how he's supplementing, but so when I'm by myself, I literally breastfeed for 15 minutes on each side. Then I bottle feed for as long as that is, 30, 45 minutes. And then I pump. And then it's basically time to restart. So, yeah, I don't have much time. I have way more time on the weekends. I love when my husband's home with me because he can bottle feed while I pump. And it makes all the difference in the world. It still blows my mind that he is the baby that was in me. And my sister films him coming out of me. And it still, does not compute in my brain that, he came out of me. And, oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, I was also looking at the ultrasound pictures. And just that is the same baby. It's truly amazing. I mean, I don't know, maybe some of you guys can actually comprehend in your head, but I feel even going through it, it's just surreal. It's so surreal. I've even just recently been looking at him and being you're really my baby. I don't have to give you back. You are mine. Forever and ever and ever. I'm never gonna let you go. Never. Never. So yeah, that will be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed meeting my baby boy. Hopefully there'll be more videos videos coming soon. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and click subscribe. Like this video because you like Elias. Because he's the sweetest baby. I mean, is he not just so sweet? Thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys hopefully soon. Bye. I say bye. Bye, Elias. Bye.
Every breath you take and every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you every single day, and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay, I'll be watching you. Every smile you fake, every claim you stick, I'll be watching you.
Elias is 1 week old today, and Brandon is back at work for the first time, as well as I'm going to be venturing out to take Elias by myself to a postnatal appointment. So wish me luck. We've been getting so much snow lately, so I hope the roads are okay.
Every step you take, I'll be watching you every single